Cuba Gooding Jr. has finally spoken out regarding the accusations of groping made by Lil Rod in the lawsuit against Diddy. Greetings, everyone. Today we will be delving into the matter concerning Cuba Gooding Jr., breaking his silence regarding the accusations made against him in a lawsuit involving Diddy. The lawsuit, which was filed by producer Lil Rod, alleges that Diddy engaged in sexual harassment and implicates Gooding Jr. as well. Gooding Jr. firmly refutes these claims, asserting that the image presented as evidence was taken out of its proper context. Diddy's legal representative vehemently denies all allegations, branding Lil Rod as a deceitful individual seeking an unwarranted financial gain. The case contains explicit details, and Diddy intends to address the accusations in a court of law. Without any further delay, let us commence with our discussion. Earlier this year, Cuba Gooding Jr., who is also known as Sean Combs, found himself named in a lawsuit, and he has recently responded to the allegations made against him. During the final days of February, Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a producer involved in the Love album Off the Grid, made allegations against the head of Bad Boy Records. These accusations included claims of sexual harassment, as well as instances where he was allegedly drugged and threatened over the span of a year. Roughly a month later, Jones included the 56-year-old actor in the ongoing legal proceedings, naming him as a defendant in the case. According to court records, the plaintiff alleges that he had concerns about Combs potentially manipulating him to be passed on to others, and unfortunately this fear became a reality when the mogul introduced him to the famous Jerry Maguire actor. Allegedly, the actor proceeded to touch, grope, and fondle Mr. Jones's legs, upper inner thighs close to his groin, the lower back near his buttocks, as well as his shoulders. Accompanied by a visual representation of the purported incident, the document states, "Despite the individual's rejection, Mr. Gooding Jr. persisted until Mr. Jones forcefully pushed him aside." In a recently published episode of the PBD podcast, the seasoned Hollywood actor discussed his perspective on the challenging experience and also touched upon his recent involvement in it. "He's on his own personal journey, he started. "I believe that God has guided him onto a certain path. It's hard for me to believe that he would be foolish enough to engage in any questionable activities and keep them within his own property. The truth will eventually come out regarding the raid and all the related events, who was implicated, who had been a regular visitor to these locations. The irony lies in the fact that my legal team informed me that countless media outlets were eager to interview me, yet I remained steadfast in my decision not to let a mere headline define my identity, choosing instead to maintain my silence." Asserting his innocence, the Bronx native countered that the image being presented as evidence had been strategically manipulated to support a fabricated story, as he was merely engrossed in listening to a new song by the businessman and had no intention of intruding on Rod. He mentioned that photograph which captured a gathering of approximately 300 individuals on the deck of P. Diddy's boat on New Year's Eve, he continued. "The individual who is bringing a lawsuit against him seems to be primarily motivated by financial gain. It's important to note that I am not familiar with P. Diddy's personal life or the challenges he may be facing. We were acquaintances, as I just demonstrated. I have encountered him 2 or 3 times." The court documents pertaining to the lawsuit include a trigger warning, cautioning readers about the presence of explicit and sexually oriented content. Furthermore, the content includes explicit photographs depicting the aftermath of a shooting, censored images of sexual activity, redacted images involving minors, individuals engaged in sex work, and details pertaining to sex trafficking, as well as the illicit distribution of firearms and drugs. Diddy, on the other hand, has vehemently refuted all accusations, with his attorney Sean Holly issuing a statement media in order to dismiss these claims. In a scathing statement, she characterized Lil Rod as a deceitful individual who shamelessly initiated a $30 million legal action in search of an unwarranted windfall. She further criticized his audacious claims, labeling them as pure fabrication and a transparent ploy to generate media attention. "The evidence we possess is undeniable and irrefutable, exposing the falsehoods behind his assertions. Our diligent efforts to present this evidence to Tyrone Blackburn, the attorney representing Lil Rod, have been met with disregard, as Mr. Blackburn persistently avoids our attempts to communicate. In her concluding statement, she firmly expressed her intention to address the outlandish allegations in a court of law and pursue all necessary actions against those responsible for making them. To support our channel's growth and ensure broader awareness, kindly hit the like and subscribe buttons. This will help us reach more individuals and disseminate valuable information. Thank you in advance.